What's going on, y'all? No countdown today. We just going straight into it. What's going on, Kevin? Hope everybody's doing all right. Hopefully y'all caught Nick's stream last night and the night before. To be honest with you, he did two streams back-to-back nights. We got one this morning because we got NFL games today. This will be a short stream. I am not gonna be going for hours on end today because I'm still recovering from COVID. So, but I'm here with you today. What's going on, New Era? What's happening, man? I'm guessing everybody who's here is in the playoffs. So congratulations for being in the playoffs. I got some important matchups today too, myself. But Kevin, what's happening? You got RB1 Kamara, RB2 Pacheco, wide receiver 1 Olave, wide receiver 2 T, Schultz at tight end, and Aaron Jones in the flex, AJ Dillon on the bench with the defense, Packers defense. Solid lineup, man. You have Brady in there right now and Deshaun on the bench with Rodgers on the wire. I mean, you'd really be going in on all Packers if you went Rodgers on the wire. I would rather play Aaron Rodgers versus the Rams than Deshaun Watson versus Baltimore right now, just because Deshaun Watson hasn't looked like the Deshaun Watson of old. He's only scored 1 touchdown, so hopefully he'll get a better. Hopefully he'll be better in the future, but I'm not gonna be putting my playoff hopes on a quarterback that has scored 1 touchdown in 2 games that he's played this year. So better days ahead for Watson. But honestly, man, I don't know if I want to play Brady. Who does Brady got? Brady's got Cincy. Aaron Rodgers got the Rams. Yeah, I guess I'd just go with Tom Brady. He's I believe he's leading the league in pass attempts. So I mean, there's gonna be opportunities for touchdown scorage. I'm in a league where I am benching Brady, but I have Justin Herbert or Justin Fields, and I just believe in Justin Fields even without his top 2 weapons because of what he can do on the ground. But if I didn't have that as an option, I'd be going with Brady too. So I'm going with Brady. But Rodgers, I mean, he's been scoring touchdowns lately. So Rodgers does have that. Let me come back to that. I'm gonna think on that a little bit. But New Era, what's going on? As far as the kicker whisperer question, I mean, I am not the kicker whisperer, so I'm just gonna throw that out there right now. But you got Bass, Jake Elliott, or Greg Joseph. I mean, I would. Just looking up the weather in Buffalo right now. I know it's supposed to be bad, but I just wanted to get a quick update on it. Yeah, 13 miles an hour, 98% chance of precipitation. That's not great. So yeah, I don't know if I would be going with Bass right now. The weather is scary there, but let me see. If I have to swerve, then I think I'm going Jake Elliott out of those guys. Tommy Talaga, what's going on, man? Appreciate it. Do you flex DPJ, Dobbins, or Rashad White? I like Rashad White. I like Dobbins too, though. I think I would go Rashad White because I feel like he's taken the most valuable piece of that backfield away from Leonard Fournette. So I think I'm going Rachaad White. And Kevin, flex 2. Would you go Rachaad White, Pickens, or Elijah Moore? It's tough to trust Elijah Moore, but he did have 10 targets a few weeks ago, or was it last week? Very recently, he had a game with 10 targets. Yeah, against the Bills, 10 targets, 6 receptions, 60 yards. It's enticing, but I think I'm going Pickens and Rachaad White if I have to pick 2. Rachaad White is 1, and then Pickens is 2. It is PPR, so if Elijah Moore does get that target allotment again, that could look real good for you. But Pickens, I know Deontay Johnson is healthy, but he was banged up during the week. Pickens has been vocal about the team getting him the ball. Both of those teams, the Steelers and the Jets, they're dealing with bad quarterback play right now. So I would just go with the guy that's more talented and can get you splash plays, and I think that's Pickens. Tommy, for your other question, Dulcich, Okonkwo, Foreman, or ETN, or Dulcich or Okonkwo, and then Foreman or ETN, and then Commanders or Broncos defense. Dulcich is enticing because there's no Cortland Sutton this week, so it's going to be Jerry Jeudy and Dulcich as Brett Rippon's top options. Now, because of that, because there's not going to be Russell Wilson playing this week, I think I go Okonkwo. He's been really good of late, and honestly, when he's out there, he looks like a wide receiver playing tight end. And with Treylon Burks being out, and with them having Ryan Tannehill playing pretty decently, I think I'll go Okonkwo, and then Foreman or ETN. I know they're not passing to ETN as much, which limits his value. But they just gave I know they Foreman's coming off like a 24 touch game. But Hubbard, for the first time in a long time, looked like the better back. My gut is to go ETN. Because he's getting the full workload. No Darrell Henderson, and no James Robinson, obviously. So ETN there, Okonkwo, and then in terms of your defense, Commanders or Broncos? I think I go Broncos versus Arizona with no Kyler. It's enticing. I think I go Broncos D. Clamped, easy, what's happening, man? Dulcich or Evan Ingram? Just like I said earlier, Greg Dulcich is more enticing this week because there is no Cortland Sutton, so he's going to be one of the top targets and has been one of the top targets over the last few weeks, even though due to quarterback play they haven't matched up. Now, defense different, or not defense. The quarterback is different, right? Dealing with Brett Rippon, so that does factor in. But I think I still go Dulcich. Clamped. A new era. Are we trusting Chris Moore again, or should I go Akers Monday night versus the Packers? Look, I mean, Chris Moore, my gut is just to say that go Akers, because what else does that offense have? They have to feed him the rock. And with Chris Moore, I know you could say, what else does that offense have? Because Brandon Cooks isn't playing. And I don't know if Nico Collins is playing. Let me look that up. I don't believe so, but we'll see. Let me look real quick. Nico Collins will not play against the Chiefs, and it is the Chiefs, so they're going to have to run it up. What format is it in? PPR, standard? If it's standard, I'm going Akers. And honestly, if if it's any sort of PPR format, I might go Chris Moore, because it is against the Chiefs. They are gonna have to throw a lot, and honestly, Rams versus the Packers, I might be a little bit scared that Aaron Rodgers throws, a couple of touchdowns early, and then Akers gets phased out of the game altogether. Chris Moore is never going to get phased out of the game. So I think I go Chris Moore. Mark DeSilva, need 3 full PPR. Waddle, Pittman, Higgins, and Chubb. Well, Chubb for 1. Pittman. And his Tyreek Hill's banged up, so I want to be playing Waddle. This is tough, man. Is Tyler Boyd back? Because if there's no Tyler Boyd, then I might just want to play Higgins over Pittman. Tyler Boyd is questionable. Tough decision. I'm going Chubb, I'm going Higgins, and I'm going Waddle. Actually, no Waddle, just because of the weather. I'm going Pittman. Go with those last 3. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I think you gotta sit Waddle. But that's like the only situation in which I would want to sit Waddle. DJ Duvernay, Huntley, Matt Ryan, or Baker Mayfield. Not Baker Mayfield. Tyler Huntley, just due to the rushing upside. And then you're leaning Huntley. Yeah. Hey, if you're a Ravens fan, TJ Duvernay, which you gotta be, right? You're TJ, got Duvernay in the name. I'm going Huntley. Just go with your squad. Might be a low-scoring game, but if he gets a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown, along with a decent amount of yardage on the ground and through the air, he's a low-end QB1, which is all you can ask for. I don't know if Matt Ryan or Baker Mayfield have what it takes to be low-end QB1s this week, honestly. And Matt Gamble, you can ask any fantasy question. The question you did ask, I don't have an answer for you. You're going to have to figure that one out yourself. New Era TV, Darnold or Wilson? What? Well, which Wilson? Is it Zach Wilson? Is Zach Wilson playing today? Or Darnold? Neither of those guys are playing right now, I don't believe. Is Mike White sticking it out again? Mike White is, or Zach Wilson is starting for the Jets because Mike White's not cleared for contact. Darnold ain't playing, so I'm going Wilson in the playoffs, bro. Good luck. Terrell Taltoin, good to see you. PPR. Chris Moore, Elijah Moore, Gallup, Slayton, or Paris Campbell. How many to choose? Just one? If it's just one, I think I'm going Gallup. He's got the highest upside. He's a few weeks ago had a 2-touchdown game. I think he could score a touchdown this week. He's been ramping up all year. So I think Gallup. I'm not scared away by any additions they've made recently. Didn't they pick up T.Y. Hilton? That doesn't scare me. Going with Gallup. We got some spammers in here today. Shut up now. Where the mods at? The new era, yeah, it's PPR. Yo, I would just go Chris Moore. What's going on, Lex? Swift, Dobbins, Brian Robinson, Foreman, Marquise Brown. You need 2 in PPR. Swift has looked like more like old Swift than he has in quite a while. But I like Brian Robinson and what Brian Robinson has been doing. I really do. And Dobbins for that matter. Foreman's been hit or miss, but he's getting the usage. But I don't know how long that sticks around. If I gotta start 2 in PPR, I don't want to go Marquise Brown with Colt McCoy. Even in PPR, I want Brian Robinson and I want Swift. Brian Robinson and Swift. Black Diamond. Higgins is inactive. Yeah. Oh, what? Higgins is inactive. Let me look that up real quick. And if that's true, then it's an easy swerve. Just yeah, it looks like he's out. That was September 11th, 2022. That's not recent. I don't see it. I think Higgins is all right. I think Higgins is playing. But if you get any news that he isn't, then it's an easy swerve. But if he is playing, I would play Higgins over Waddle. He's questionable right now, but he got in a full practice. Oh man, don't with that made you look shit, man. I'm sick as fuck, and I really shouldn't even be doing this right now. And y'all playing with me? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. That's honestly some bullshit, Black Diamond. Don't do that shit. Iron, what's going on, man? Greg Z, what's happening? Crumply Heads, what's happening? Yeah, yo, New Era. I would go Zach Wilson because he's playing this week. DJ Duvernay, would you bench ETN for a guy like David Montgomery, considering ETN has a bunch of bad game scripts recently and he's playing Dallas now? I'm still a believer. I'm still a believer in ETN. But I would play David Montgomery over him. But I'm still a believer. I know he's got bad game scripts and all that. I'm still going with David Montgomery. So play David Montgomery, man. Crumply Heads, good to see you. Greg Z, hanging in there, bro. Hanging in there, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Question for QB. With Lamar out there, you're nervous. Options are Rodgers, Tannehill, Daniel Jones, and Taylor Heineke. Honestly, with the way that Rodgers has been playing, yeah, I would go with Rodgers. I would go Rodgers. I would go Rodgers. And then Crumply Heads, Rashad or Singletary. I mean, it's tough in what should be a good game for the running backs because of how running backs typically perform in the snow. You got your famous LaShawn McCoy game. You got a couple of famous LaShawn McCoy games, to be honest. But yo, it's Eric Tate just saying everybody's I'm done with this. I'm done with this shit. If y'all are just throwing in names and saying they're out today, then y'all about to get banned, yo. I don't got time for that. Sorry, Eric Tate. And honestly, Black Diamond, you too. Goodbye. Where was I? Rashad White or Singletary? I like Singletary this week. But I do think the answer is Rashad White. The answer is Rashad White. Especially in full PPR. In Iron, I'm feeling a little better. But appreciate it. Play D-Hop or Pittman. Yeah, that's tough, honestly, because, I mean, D-Hop would be an auto start. But he's got to deal with the QB downgrade. I think I go Pittman v. Minnesota. Because they're going to have to use him a lot. Duvernay, appreciate it, bro. Greg Z, for FDPR, 1 running back, 2 and 1 flex. Got Travis Etienne, Isaiah Pacheco, Rashad White, Olave, Gabe, Lenny, Juju. You got good options to choose from. You're playing Isaiah Pacheco. And then half PPR. Yeah, I think I'd go. It's either Travis Etienne or Rashad White, and it's close. Olave hasn't been the Olave of the early season. Still been good, but he's been more of a low-end wide receiver 2 than the mid-tier wide receiver 1. So, I think I go ETN there too. I think you're on the right track there, Greg. And yeah, I know Nick isn't dead set on playing ETN in the playoffs. I think I heard him say last time I was on with him, but I still believe in the talent and the fact that he has no competition for workload. And go Daniel Jones or Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I'd go Aaron Rodgers. He's been on a touchdown tear with what he's been doing lately. And Max, thanks for setting him straight. Same with you, Duvernay. Appreciate it. Sad J, good to see you. Tim Shields, good to see you. Glad your parlay hit. Good shit, bro. How much you win? Yeah, no, Greg, I agree with DJ. I think Rodgers is a little bit safer with the touchdown tear that he's been on since Christian Watson started turning into Jordy Nelson. Crazy. Would you go over under 1.5 field goals made for the Vikings kicker versus the Colts? I'd go. Give me 1 sec here. Give me 1 sec. So the Colts give up the 15th most fantasy points to opposing kickers with an average of 7.85. So that right there is this for the Minnesota kicker or the Vikings kicker? The Vikings kicker versus the Colts. So yeah, if they're if on average kickers are scoring 7.85 fantasy points against the Colts, that has to be like 2. Just to equate in points, that has to be like PAT and a couple of field goals, right? So yeah, I'd do it. Pittman out to Max. Are you serious? Is that true? If you messing with me, man, I ain't got the patience today. Yeah, Pittman is. I got no news on Pittman. Pittman's fine. You just messing with me. Got you. Appreciate it. I don't got the patience today, bro. Dylan or Deontay at the flex. That's unfortunate. You gotta make that decision. What's the format? If it's any sort of PPR format, I'm going Deontay, but not expecting a lot of points. If it's standard, I'm going Dylan. Itty Bitty South City. Good to see you, bro. Hey, appreciate it. Thoughts on Tua versus the Bills or Goff versus the Jets? Look, the Jets' defense has been their strength this entire season. It's been the reason why they won games against, like, the Bills. It's because of their defense. But the Bills have a real good defense, too. Real good defense. And they're playing in freezing, snowy, windy conditions. That lake effect snow. And that's not something Tua is used to. And Tyreek Hill is somewhat banged up. So to me, I think the smart play is Goff, considering now he has Jameson Williams, who scored a touchdown in the NFL and is getting more snaps on a week-to-week basis. And he has Amon-Ra. I think it's Goff versus the Jets. Sad J, appreciate it. Thoughts on Gabe tonight in a standard? You could pivot to Slayton, Westbrook, Akine, DPJ. That's tough. I don't like the fact that they brought back. This is for Gabe. I like the fact that the Bills went and got Cole Beasley, because it seems to be somebody that Josh Allen trusts more than Isaiah McKenzie. So, but that is gonna take targets away from Gabe, because Gabe it muddies the waters for him. DPJ, I think he's coming off a 12-target week, and he's seen his usage go way up. He's one of Deshaun Watson's favorite targets. I think I pivot to DPJ. And Tim, congratulations, bro. That's awesome. Yeah, yo, Greg, I'm hoping for that Travis Etienne bounce back too. I like Etienne more than Nick does for the rest of the season, and I know it's Dallas, and Dallas has a great defense, but Travis Etienne, they're not using him in the pass game, but he has the passing game down chops. So if they just started to, he'd be in the low RB1 conversation again. Sad J, who are the other options at kicker? Normally Bass is a top 4 kicker for me on a week-to-week basis, but this week it's going to be tough. You could get into the situation where the Bills don't score a ton of touchdowns and they get into field goal range a lot. Can't get it into the red zone because of the weather and settle for field goals, which could be real good for them. But who are the other options to pivot? And DJ Duvernay, who wins in your best opinion? Gino's been playing better than Hundley, but Gino already played. I don't know what kind of game he had, but Hundley should be able to put up low-end RB1 numbers. Between Barkley and Etienne and B-Rob and Rashad White, Barkley and Etienne win. even with Barkley not getting the greatest matchup and ETN not getting the greatest matchup. I think the fact that those guys are supremely talented. Barkley, for sure. ETN, still speculation on that, but I think he's supremely talented. Those guys win over Brian Robinson and Rashad White. Diggs and AJB versus Justin Jefferson and CD Lamb. That's a wash, bro. But honestly, edge Justin Jefferson, CD Lamb. Dulcich or Chikakongwo. Honestly, they're in the same tier, and it's preferential as to who you like more. Somebody asked earlier, Dulcich or Chikakongwo, and I said Chick because I don't trust Brett Ripien, and just the whole Denver situation that's going on right now. But he should get a decent amount of targets with Courtland Sutton out. But Chikakongwo, no Treylon Burks, so I think Chick, edge Chick there, better quarterback, similar situation. Better offense. Christian Watson versus DeAndre Hopkins. That goes D-Hop even with the bad QB and full PPR. So pretty similar in the quarterbacks. The Barkley ETN wins the running backs. The other team wins wide receivers. The other team wins tight end, but it's real close. So it's not like a big win or anything. And then I would pick Hopkins over Watson. So who wins, bro? It's real close. I hate to give you this answer. It could go either way, just like you're saying. So I hope everybody in here wins this week and goes on to the next round. Hopefully we'll get there. Together. Tim Shields, you going against Henry? You think he scores today? Is that Derrick Henry or Hunter Henry? Excuse me. Derrick Henry's always going to score, bro. I always will bet on Derrick Henry scoring. Kirk, Christian Watson, Rashad White, Zonovan Knight, J.K. Dobbins. Need one running back, one flex, have PPR. Rashad White. And then if you need the boom week, I would go Christian Watson. If you're not looking for the boom week, then I would go, and you're looking for a little bit more of a safer floor, I would go Christian Kirk. And Duvernay, I would go Montgomery over ETN this week. But I like ETN this week, but I would go Montgomery over ETN. Foreman's the third. Itty Bitty South City, you're very welcome. Greg Z, Tyler Bass, Evan McPherson, Cairo Santos, or Greg Joseph. I think Evan McPherson versus at Tampa Bay in what should be fine, like a fine weather game. I think you can swerve and go with everybody's favorite kicker from last season. I think that's a solid swerve. And yeah, I think DPJ's got a solid. It's a solid bet to get another. I'm not gonna say he's gonna get another 12 targets because that was a lot, but he's a threat for double-digit targets, and I'm chasing that. I think you're hoping for 6 targets for Gabe Davis, and like he can get you like 2 for 20 off that, but he can also get you like 200 yards and 2 touchdowns off of that. But those games are few and far in between. We've seen a lot more of those 2 for 20 on 7 target type games. So with the added target competition, I'd rather go DPJ. Slayton or Deontay, full PPR. Slayton. I can't trust Deontay. Now you might be saying, well, just Slayton that much better. I feel like Slayton is more of a focal point of that offense, and I don't think that Kenny Pickett is starting this week. I think it's Mason or it's Mitchell Trubisky, is it not? Yeah, so Slayton, because he's got his real quarterback. In full PPR, you might think Deontay might get a bunch of PPR receptions, but Slayton. Would you go Gano or Sly at kicker? They play each other. Sly. I would go Sly. It's the better matchups for kickers. I would go Sly. You have Chase and Jefferson. Congratulations. I think they both go for over 85 yards. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I do. Is Bobby Trees a sneaky start, full PPR, a Hollywood Shark, and Dylan Dotson? I mean, if those are your options, I'm never going to say Bobby Trees is a sneaky start in 2022. He really hasn't done, I think age has caught up with him. But he is coming off of a 7-target game. He's been good for 3 7-target games in the last 5. So, he's a sneaky bet for 7 targets. Yeah. I would bet he would get more targets than Dotson. And Dotson hasn't done much after, coming onto the scene and scoring touchdowns at an insane rate early in the year. So I would play Bobby Trees over Dotson, but I would play a Hollywood and Shark over both of those guys. Iron, hey, that sucks. Hopefully you got Kittle in a couple other leagues and you can even it out. And Tim, yeah, Derrick Henry. Yeah, I think he scores a touchdown. I think he's scoring a touchdown right now. Hey, Duvernay, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, dude. I'm praying Justin Jefferson has a horrible game today. Yeah, dude never has a horrible game. Speaking of guys that are scoring touchdowns right now, used to be his teammate. It's him, dude. Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the NFL. And it's crazy that it's not even close. It's crazy that it's not even close with the talent that we're seeing at wide receiver in the NFL right now. Crumply Heads, what's going on with Damian Harris? Wasn't he like set to play this week? I believe he was set to play this week. But Ramondre Stevenson practiced last, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, so that muddies the waters a little bit. So I'm not starting Damian Harris. If Ramondre is out, then he's viable. But Ramondre's practiced. Now we've seen players practice and not play the next week. But I think Ramondre plays. I think Ramondre plays. Right now, Ramondre is questionable. If he doesn't play, then and Damian Harris does, then he's a low-end RB2. But yeah, Top Shot Lifer. Yeah, I mean, same. It's a headache right now. It used to just, I liked for a while that it was just you can start Ramondre and not think about anything. I liked that Damian Harris was out of the picture and it was the Ramondre show. Now we got to deal with this two-headed monster, and now we got to deal with the fact that there's Kevin White and Pierre Strong out there too. So, I mean, considering the other options they have on offense. They're going to rotate the running backs, and it's going to be a headache. It's going to be a headache. So it's a headache that I'm trying to stay away from. TJ Duvernay, appreciate it. Appreciate it, bro. Tim Shields, would you go over on Demarcus Robinson over 36.5 yards versus the Browns? Dude, I'm not betting any money on Demarcus Robinson. I don't even know if that's who you're talking about there. D. Robinson. It must be, but no, not with the backup quarterback. I'm trying to find a different parlay, bro. Yo, and Duvernay. I mean, yes, there's one extra game and with which he can do so, but I think he's going to. So yeah, dude's incredible. Dude's incredible. Pick 2, Judy, Waddle, or Dobbins. Waddle. And if it's standard, Dobbins. If it's half PPR, PPR, Judy. In your other league, you have Adams. Do you think he goes off versus the Patriots? Yeah. He's one of those dudes where I'm always going to bet that Devontae Adams goes off. I'm relying on him, so I hope he does this week too. So I'll be right there in the boat with you, Tim. Yeah, it's hard to trust Brett Ripping, but Judy should be peppered with targets. Dobbins, yes, he scored a touchdown last week, I believe, and you know, had a run where he got to that second level. But did you see how slow his breakaway speed was? That used to be something that was like a hallmark of his game, and I don't think he gets that back until next season. He's not fast anymore. He is healthy enough to be shifty. Dude is not fast. That scares me a little bit, especially against a good defense. And knowing they have Gus Edwards, who they used a fair amount last week, and knowing that they have Kenyon Drake, who they didn't use a fair amount, but they still utilized last week. We're talking about a three-headed committee with a running back who had a good game in his first game back, but it's been tough to trust him pretty much since his rookie season. So I think I'm going Judy, who's been putting together a few good weeks. C-Dub, what's happening? Pick 1. Zay Jones, Deontay, Gabe Davis. I think the answer is Zay, unless you need a home run play, in which case I'm fine going Gabe Davis. If you absolutely need a home run here, then I think the smart play is Zay Jones. Sad J, what did the Browns receivers do last week? Didn't they both have good weeks last week? What did Amari do last week? Yeah, Amari, 7 targets, only caught 2 of them. But going back the past 4 weeks, wide receiver 2, and then a 12-target week in which he finished as a low-end wide receiver 2, wide receiver 24, and then 2 dud weeks. But that's wide receiver 9 and wide receiver 9 targets and 7 targets. So he hasn't been able to in the games with Deshaun Watson. Amari Cooper hasn't gone off. It's been Donovan. But you can't not start Amari. Oh, man. I like it in standard. In standard, the PPR points don't mean as much, so you're just hoping one of your guys scores a touchdown. Damn, this is tough. Yo, everybody in the chat, we need to help Sad J out with this one. would still start Amari. I would. And in terms of, but I'm not expecting a wide receiver 1 week. That's a wide receiver 2 week. But if you're starting the best 2 players, you're starting both Browns wide receivers. But I guess if you're worried about just one being a dud and the other scoring all the points, but you're left with a dud on your roster, and this is the playoffs where you need all them points, then I guess I would go Amari and Gabe. Both of those guys should be. I mean, you're hoping for low end wide receiver 2s, and you're hoping for the spike. You're hoping for the spike. This is the playoffs. It's go big or go home. Let's go with Gabe and Amari. And if I lose you this, man, I apologize. I apologize. Maybe throw the question also up on Discord as well, so you can get a better answer. And Sad J, I mean, against a team like Miami, the way they've been playing this year, settling for field goals is the wrong way to play them. But with Tyreek Hill a little banged up and playing in the snow, which is the antithesis of what the Miami Dolphins play in, right? Something tells me the Bills might be able to score some field goals today, or to settle for some field goals today. It's not the way the Bills normally play, but they are at home. So yeah, wait till game time win decisions and we'll see. I can look up the weather and let you know what at least the forecast is for later on tonight. But that lake effect snow is no joke. That lake effect wind is no joke. No joke. C-Dub, you're very welcome. Jackson H, Dobbins or DPJ, and PPR. In PPR, it's DPJ. Tim Shields, does Jonathan Taylor score today? I mean, who else is on that offense that's going to score? Yeah, I think he scores today. He only has 4 total touchdowns on the year. Now, he's only played 10 games, but that's not the greatest touchdown total, especially coming off 2021 where he scored 20. His team is a lot different than it was last year. And he's got, is it Minnesota? Is that who they're playing, right? Tone, I would play Goff over Tua. But Jonathan Taylor, who's he got? I think that's Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Minnesota. And Minnesota's fantasy points allowed to opposing running backs. They're giving up the 13th most fantasy points to opposing running backs with 21.32 fantasy points per game. Yeah, I'd bet on it. But it's a risk tolerance thing. But I think Jonathan Taylor scores today. Kyrie Condones, what's happening? Full PPR, pick 1. T, Hollywood, Peoples-Jones, or Chris Moore. Play T, bro. Play T. And yo, we're at the end of the chat here. And I told y'all at the beginning of the stream, this would not be a very long stream. So I do think I'm going to shut this down. Try to get a little bit more rest before these games happen. Thanks, everybody, for chilling today. Thanks to everybody who was not spamming the chat with incorrect news. I don't know why that happened today out of all days, but not playing today. But hey, appreciate y'all chilling today. Hopefully everybody has good luck for the next 3 games that are happening before the Sunday kickoff, for the Saturday kickoffs. But hey, look, if you have to swerve, then go with Peoples-Jones. But I mean, yeah, if you get news, right? Let me see when is everybody playing? Is Peoples-Jones playing today? But T is playing tomorrow. What's the schedule? Give me a sec here. Sorry, bro. Slower going today. But yeah, the Browns are playing today at 4:30. And the Bengals are playing tomorrow at 4:30. So you're not. ESPN report, T. Higgins on track. Bengals coach said he feels good about the game status for wide receivers Boyd and Higgins. I mean, it's tough, but the difference between Higgins and Peoples-Jones is enough to have me want to wait on T. And then if that doesn't pan out, then I can swerve. If I hear about T before the 1 o'clock games, you can swerve to the last resort, Chris Moore. Actually, and if you want to bet on Hollywood, then you can too, because they play in the 4 o'clock window too. So there you go. That is what it is. If you are scared about T enough to move off him today, then go with Peoples-Jones today. If you're willing to wait for the higher upside play, I would play Higgins and then wait. And if you have to swerve, if you're forced to swerve, then you can play a Hollywood who plays in the same window. So that's what I would recommend. I think Hawkinson does good. George, good to see you. Abraham Pena, what's happening? 1 wide receiver and 1 flex. Najee and Pittman. Tim Shields, if you're at all worried about Higgins' injuries, then just go with Pittman and Godwin. And honestly, that's a solid pivot right there. Honestly, bro, if you can go Pittman and Godwin and not have to worry about Higgins, that might be the way to go, because both of those guys have low end wide receiver 1 upside as well. Crumply heads. Chark has been absolutely phenomenal over the past few weeks. Hollywood is dealing with a backup QB. A solid backup QB, but a backup QB. I think I go Chark. And yeah, George, Zach Taylor is tough to trust. he's tough to trust, but you can't dispute the fact that Higgins did make it through practice. Questionable is a lot better than doubtful. So if you're willing to risk it, then play him, and then hope that you have a solid pivot, like Hollywood, like Kyrie does. Jay Contreras, should you start Watson? Who are the other options? I don't think you should be starting Watson if you don't have better options. If you have better options, then you should be sitting Watson. Cooler hand. JK Lenny or DPJ. DPJ and JK. Senior, Senior Rojo, what's happening? Would you play Alec Pierce over Rashad White or Van Knight? No. Or Bam Knight? No. I'm playing Rashad White and Van Knight over Alec Pierce all day. I was thinking of starting Terry because of his track record with the Giants. I don't know about his track record with the Giants. So, all I know is he's a good wide receiver. But let me look up at the options again. I mean, I would rather play Pittman over Terry. And Najee's been on a heater. So I'm sticking with my guns there. Kirk or Dak? Dak, bro. Dak's been great. Dak's been great. I mean, Kirk has been great too. That's tough. Dak coming off a 15-point week and Kirk coming off a 25-point week. Maybe I go Kirk. That's tough. Chat, help him out. And I know you guys are flooding me with questions. I am going to shut this down pretty soon. So get your last questions in, please, and let me go get some rest. Greg, yeah, George, that's true. He's a risk, but the reward is also there too. You know what kind of wide receiver he is. Keenan, you need a running back and a flex. You got Rashad White, Dobbins, DPJ, Higgins, and AJ Dillon if Aaron Jones doesn't play. I mean, in a vacuum, I'm putting in Rashad White and RB and Higgins. But again, if you're worried about Higgins and you're confident in DPJ, then play DPJ. But since it's a flex, and you can flex in a Dobbins. Actually, I think they're playing today too, aren't they? Depends on your risk tolerance, bro. If you're willing to risk it. For Higgins, Higgins is one of those players that is worth it, but he could give you nothing, so you have to factor that in. Just put in Rashad White and DPJ, unless you are down bad in the points total, projections matchup, and you need a ton of points. Tim Shields, would you bet on Jonathan Taylor scoring over 36.5 yards for Chark? I mean, Chark is going up against the Jets. They have one shutdown corner, which means they're going to shut down Amon-Ra, right? Most realistically, which means Chark might have a day where he goes off. So I don't know. That's interesting. Jonathan Taylor hasn't had the track record of scoring touchdowns. I think Chark does go over 36.5 yards. I think the better bet is the Chark bet. Cooler hand, glad I could help. Senior Rojo, appreciate it. Yo, if you can pick up Trevor Lawrence, then pick up Trevor Lawrence. He's been on a heater, and I know he's going up against Dallas, but he's been playing like a different quarterback lately. And Matisse, good to see you. Standard league, should I start Dobbins over ETN? I wouldn't, but I would start CPAT over both of them, I think. I would start CPAT. CPAT's safer. The matchup for Dallas I really don't like for ETN. I like the workload, but the matchup is tough. I would go with CPAT. Same league, pick 2. Mike Williams, Godwin. Those first 2. Mike Will and Godwin. And Riley VIP, Chris Moore, Gabe Davis, PPR. What's going on, bro? I'm going Gabe. I know, and that's probably my Bills fan playing into it. And I know no Brandon Cooks, no Nico Collins, so Chris Moore might have another big game. And Gabe Davis hasn't had big games in a while. And betting on him getting one in the snow might not be the best idea. I guess the safe play is Chris Moore if you're willing to risk it for more points on a guy that can get you, 25 points, or he could get you 2.5 points. That's Gabe Davis. Chris Moore's the safer play, I think, but Gabe Davis can get you a lot more points. But hey, thanks everybody for chilling today. We will be back tomorrow. Nick will be back with me, and I won't be talking as much. But hey, hopefully everybody got some utility out of the stream. Hopefully I helped some people. Hopefully y'all enjoy today's games. Hopefully y'all win every match. Hopefully anybody who's betting wins every single parlay. And we'll see you back here tomorrow for the Sunday morning stream. Thanks for chilling, everybody. Peace, y'all.